Hey everybody, welcome to this week's edition of The Chat. I'm Sue Stewart along with Pat LaRose and our special guest from Summit Fitness, Jason, who's going to be giving us some tips and guidelines on how to stay healthy through this COVID breakout, I haven't slept in forever. Can you tell? Pandemic, I believe, is the word we're looking for.
That's a good word.
We really want to thank our great sponsors. Pat, you want to tell us how the people at Riverside are doing?
Yeah, special thanks to our friends at Riverside Chrysler. I mean, obviously this pandemic is affecting most businesses, but we just want to remind you that you can always browse the inventory on their lot at riversidechrysler.ca, and you can connect directly with them through their website. Also encourage you to follow them on Facebook, Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and they'll keep you updated on what's happening with the dealership there.
So today we're talking a little bit about health and fitness, stupidity and craziness on television right now that everybody is talking about, and you guys haven't shut up about it since we got on the phone together. Do you want to start right out of the gate with this Tiger Lily, or what's it called? Tiger King?
Yeah, so this is like the top topic right now besides the coronavirus that people are talking about is this Netflix docuseries called The Tiger King. And I have to tell you, like, the best way I describe it to people is if you could think of the craziest, most ridiculous show that you could ever put on TV, this tops that. So it's completely unbelievable. Jay, you've watched it, right?
Yeah, I watched it a couple of weeks ago, and I think the biggest stat that was mind-boggling is that in the U.S. there's more tigers in captivity than actually in the wild.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There.
Yeah, it's basically about there's a lot happens in this docuseries, but essentially it's about people that own these zoos and like big cats. And the big thing is the tiger cubs. So they make their money by people coming and petting tiger cubs and spending time with tiger cubs. But then you see that the one guy, Joe Exotic, who's like the star of the show, obviously, but he has like hundreds of cats. I think they said over 200 tigers on his property. And it's not just about them owning these big cats. It's about all the things that go on between. And like, it's just, you can't even describe how crazy this show is. You have to watch it.
Well, I understand there's murder involved and conspiracy and somebody's in jail. And maybe rightfully so.
Well, it's kind of when you start watching the show, it's about this guy Joe Exotic, of course, and this other lady that lives in Florida named Sue Baskins. And when you first start watching it, you think the Sue Baskins is a pretty legit woman in what she's trying to do, the safety and well-being of the tigers. But as you get through this docuseries, you kind of see that she's just as bad as Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
There's certainly memes taking over Facebook. I'll tell you that. That's why I kind of know the character you're talking about, because they're all over my Facebook page.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, there after watching that docuseries, Patty, Joe Exotic reminds me of someone from our community that used to own this gym. And just that persona that they're trying to portray and how they're in the world. We're not going to name any names like that.
No, for sure. Yeah, and it's funny because that's what this Joe Exotic guy will do anything he can to be famous. He wants to be a celebrity. Like, he even has his own country albums, but even though he doesn't sing the songs, right? Somebody else sings the songs. But it's just he always finds he's a pretty good entrepreneur because he's always finding ways to make money, and but he dabbles in everything, which is pretty.
Sometimes it gets to a point where desperate times call for desperate measures with him, right? So,
yes,
and that's kind of what happened as the docuseries transpired.
Yeah.
So, can I ask a question? Who put this docuseries together? Is this something that he, again, obviously you guys both just said he knows how to make money. Who's doing this?
From what I understand, so it's on Netflix, but there was another production company, I believe, that filmed it and then obviously sold it to Netflix.
I'm just wondering if he's making money from it, or who is, or that other woman.
I'm sure they're all making some money from it.
Hopefully they can put Wildlife Foundation and let some of these tigers go.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, that's the hot show right now, and that's what people are watching. So, Sue, I think you and Luke would probably get a kick out of it.
We're lasting about 5 minutes when we turn a TV on at the end of the day now. It's we'll get there eventually, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but after everybody's done and we know the ending.
And
Or
before,
is there?
Just make sure, Sue, when you go on Netflix, just search Tiger Lily.
It may not be about tigers.
and before you watch it, Sue, I'll just say this: that you and Sue might make a good Joe Exotic and Carol Baskins for Halloween this year. You guys can dress it
There
up.
we go.
How many people are going to be dressed up as that? Yeah, I can only imagine.
Jeez, maybe Joe Exotic will be a guest appearance on my cooking show.
You know what? Now that we're talking about your cooking show, again, I apologize, Jason. I've just been, I'm mostly on the road and I'm not seeing what's going on, but Pat brought my attention that you're doing an amazing thing for people right now.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. It was just something that, in all honesty, I had right before all this transpired and we were actually mandated to close down. It was one of my members that was basically just stating, like, you know what, I'm going to stay away because she had a daughter. She's going to stay away from the gym. And she brought up the idea of, could you do like online programming? And I thought it was a great idea. And then from that, I just decided to get creative. And I started doing the Bodies by Jay workout videos. And then I've always enjoyed cooking. And I thought, what the hell, I do meal planning here for clients. And why not start to cook some of those meals so that people can stay active and eat healthy during this period of time?
I'm not going to lie. In the last, I've probably put on 4 or 5 pounds in the last little while, just because my eating habits have gone completely the opposite. I'm eating late at night where I wouldn't have been before. I'm skipping breakfast, not getting. So to try and stay on some sort of routine, my pants would thank me because I'm wearing some stretchy stuff lately. Just trying to get through the day. But yeah, you're doing physical activity and giving cooking tips to keep people and their families. I mean, they're all at home. This is an opportunity, right, for kids maybe to start cooking alongside their parents.
Well, that's the biggest thing. Like, people need to have, even though we're dealing with different times right now, people need to have some type of structure and just create something different. Like, the reality is this: prior to this, everybody was so go 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 that let's look at the positive of this situation. It might give us time to spend time with our families, learn how to cook, actually do stuff outside of just online gaming and social media and stuff like that. And I think this might actually have a positive on people. So if me doing cooking shows gets people to maybe eat something healthier, and some of the characters that I've been doing on here makes people laugh, then hey, it's a good thing.
Yeah. I have to tell you that one of the top sellers at our store right now is yeast. It is hard to come by. I know that making bread is probably not the most healthiest thing, but there are so many people I've just found out are going back to the old ways. They're making everything from scratch, whether it be pies or cakes or all the good stuff. But I find that interesting. My friend Irene, she's like, I've been waiting for a day like this, because she kind of compares herself to the Waltons family. She just loves having family in, loves being able to bake and cook for them. And so it is a lot of great time spent with your family.
Well, I was actually kind of shocked that, along those lines, because when I went to the grocery store, even the last like week and stuff like that, the one aisle that is like ransacked is the baking aisle. There's no flour. It's all gone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So,
canned tomatoes is another thing that we have a hard time keeping in stock, because I guarantee a lot of people are making pasta sauces and stuff like that as well. So there are certain things that, people are maybe going to come out of this a little better. How many gardens do you think are going to pop up this year in people's backyards?
Oh, it's going to be unbelievable. I think it's a great idea. You know what? I actually created 4 raised garden beds last year in my backyard. So maybe I'll do a little thing about, gardening come this spring and stuff like that. And, if this does go on longer than we anticipated that, then guess what? I think everybody's going to have a garden. Everybody's got to do something. We can't just Netflix all.
Yeah. And I think I just want to applaud you there, because you were pretty quick out of the gate to get those videos up, the daily workouts and the cooking videos. And I think it's awesome because, Sue and I talked, I don't know if it was the last podcast or the podcast before, about how, this coronavirus, as difficult as it's going to be for a lot of businesses, it does create an opportunity for them to reach out and connect with their customers and potential customers in a very different way. And I think that, what you're doing and what we're seeing a lot of businesses doing now with engaging with their customers through social media and through videos like this, Zoom conferences, doing workout routines, cooking shows, and we're seeing even live musical performances on Facebook. It's great seeing people really step up and do something unique, something different, and something that entertains people, educates people, and keeps them fit. Like even for me, doing workouts at home, it's not the same. Obviously, you still want to have that gym atmosphere and lift, heavy weights or do whatever you're used to doing. And so doing it at home, not only does it take the determination and the willpower to actually get off the couch and do it, but even whenever you're exercising at home, whether you're doing your basement, your garage, or outside, it's still not the same. But it's awesome that you're doing this on a daily basis.
Jason, tell him he's got 2 little boys. Start lifting them.
Well, actually, I think in my last video that I posted on Wednesday, of course, I got creative with the water jugs in regards to having dumbbells. And I mentioned that if you don't have a water jug and you got to do weighted squats, just grab your child.
You got to
need to get creative right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to tell you, when it comes to people and being bored, like I told you, Pat, before we get on the phone here, whatever we're on, Zoom, who knew of this thing before coronavirus hit, Zoom?
I'd heard about it.
Remax, that's how we're doing all of our meetings right now. I think everybody else, and all of a sudden Zoom is the next big thing.
Yeah, it's too bad I didn't have any foresight, to invest in, if it's a publicly traded company, to invest in the stock, because I'm sure everyone's investing in it right now.
Well, what I wanted to tell you about was, if people are bored, there are so many different courses that are available online to keep your brain sharp. Like we've been talking about not letting the kids get past their schooling and keep their brain fresh, but we all need to be doing that as well. I actually have Audible on my phone, and I've been downloading certain things. I've always done the self-help stuff, but now I'm going back to French lessons. So when I'm in the car driving back and forth to Finch, I'm trying to practice my French a little bit better. I'm in the car, nobody can judge me, and say so.
There you go. A blee blue blah.
Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great opportunity for that, and hopefully people are taking advantage of the time. Like we said last week, we're still doing updates, like little renovations to our house, the things that we can. We're decluttering a lot, and it's actually kind of nice because it's stuff that we never dedicated the time to do before, right?
Well, like I was saying before, it's just such a fast-paced life, right? So it's almost like it's the complete reset for everybody. Let's just take a minute to take a deep breath and kind of look at where we are, look at our family and look at our house and stuff like that. And I was telling some people last week, this is giving everybody the ample opportunity to do paint that living room they wanted to paint and do the stuff they want to do in their backyard that, when this all comes and goes, this summer, people will be able to really enjoy the summer because they won't have all those little projects to do. This is the time to do them.
Right.
When I think about your business now and the environment and picture my backyard and a garden, everything was kind of flowing there when you were just talking about being in the backyard. You guys have, I apologize again, the name's not coming to me, but your refill station. Obviously that's not, what's that?
The local fill.
Local fill. You're obviously not up and running right now, but again, this is another opportunity for us to help with the environment because this is what's happening with the world right now. People need to, as you said, scale back a little bit, go back to olden times and start being a little bit more creative on how we can help make this world better. And you guys are doing an amazing job with that so far.
Well, thank you. And just to clarify, we actually still are open. My wife's store is open right now. Yeah, because she was deemed essential because she does sell disinfectant and cleaning products.
Oh, so, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it's been a big sense of relief for a lot of her clients that are coming in that they can still get their products. And like you were just saying, like the whole business idea of reuse, refill is what we need to do in these times. You know, there's too much plastic out there. It's destroying our environment. And if we can start to just reuse what we already have, we're going to be in a better position in the long term.
Mm-hmm. We really have to prep for what's next, and what's next is going back to simple.
Mm.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of what we're doing right now, right? So it's you know, going back to the basics, like you were saying, of baking your own bread and making your own tomato sauce, and reusing your bottles for stuff like that, and going to, you know, different stores to get used products. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. We're at a point now where we have everything we need. We don't need any more. So why don't we just start to reuse what we already got instead of adding more stuff into the economy and also into the landfill?
I'll tell you right now, I actually still shop at Value Village. I got an amazing uh, blazer probably about a month ago, and I don't even know how much that would have been worth. Probably $250 because it was a designer from Italy, Donna Karen. Is she from Italy?
Yep.
It says on it. So I mean, I don't have to have everything new. I'm not that materialistic. I want a nice home, and I want good food on the table, and I want to look decent in public. Hence the plaid today. I'm going to work at the Finch Market.
Well, you know what? We actually had a good life lesson with our kids, because my daughter is 15 and my son is going to be 13 in about 4 days. And of course, at that age, right, being in junior high, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, it's all about image and how you look. And of course, with my wife being, you know, all about the environment and stuff like that, we started taking our kids to Value Village. And at first, there was a little bit of hesitancy in regards to my daughter, like, oh my God, Dad, we can't go in here, and so on and so forth. And then when she started to actually buy some of the stuff there, and it was costing her $4, and then going to school, and all the girls were school were like, oh my God, where'd you get that? All of a sudden, it was like this light bulb went off in her head. Now she's proud to say, hey, Dad, look at this. And then I'm like, oh, that's a great sweater. She goes, yeah, I got it for $2. You know, so I'm very happy to see that, you know, our kids are already learning at such a young age, because they're going to need to.
Thrifting is coming back.
Yeah,
It is.
that thrifting when we were kids, you know, you didn't even discuss, you didn't even contemplate doing that, and now it's almost a trend.
Wait a minute.
Well, that's
Thrifting for us it was passed down from my cousin Wendy to my Pam to me, and hopefully there was no holes in it.
Yeah. Same with me, my 2 older brothers. It always came down, but you know, to go to, like, in high school, to think that you would go to one of these places, you wouldn't even, you know, there was no second guessing whether you would do it or not. You just wouldn't, you know. And now,
well, I just find now it's like everything's so cyclical, right? And I just find, like, we went through that age where everybody bought everything. And I remember, hey, when I was in high school and early university, and that, it was all about buying, you know, the nice stuff and the brand name stuff and so on and so forth. But I find there's really been a shift now, especially in the last couple of years, you know, like with, you know, plastic and so on and so forth, that, you know, our generation now, who are adults and do have kids and stuff like that, are starting to realize that, you know what, we already have what we need. And Sue, you talked about it right there. You have a nice house, you're healthy, you got food on the table. Like, what more do you need?
More exercise. That's a right now.
That's a perfect plug.
oh my
So
God.
when is it, Jason, you're doing what you do online?
Pardon me, say that again.
When is it when do you go online? Do you go live?
So what I've been doing is I've been pre-recording. So what I've sort of set up as a schedule right now, considering that I do have the time, is that I typically will post the videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And usually what I do, and I haven't done it today, I'll be doing as soon as we're done our podcast, and that is I usually do my Bodies by Jay video around 9 o'clock, and then typically by noon I'll do my cooking with Jay. And then just in the last couple of weeks, my business partner Mo Lamer, who's a very avid musician, has been posting a lot of music online. So I've told him that for all of our Summit family members and so on and so forth. So now they have, you know, Cooking with Jay, Bodies by Jay, and now they have Music by Mo. So I usually try to post that Monday, Wednesday, Friday around like 5, 6 o'clock.
Drinking with Sue doesn't fit into the mix, does it?
Hey, the more videos we can put out there, the better. We'll have yours on Friday night and Saturday night.
There you go.
Yeah. We can change our podcast to the chat to Day Drinking with Sue and Pat.
Can
Well,
I
you know what? Go ahead.
ask what sort of meals it is you're making? Like, are they simple enough for everybody?
Well, yes, that's what I'm trying to do with everybody is like, even in regards to the videos, I try to keep it between 3.5 minutes, but it's all really simple stuff. Like if you watch the videos, I show the ingredients. It's really just throwing it in a bowl, mixing it up, and then either marinating it or putting it in the oven, or making just a basic salad. So like, for example, I did a honey garlic pork loin. So it was just a dry rub, seared, bake it, and then just glaze it afterwards. So, something that's really, really simple that anybody can do.
I don't think I've ever glazed anything outside of a fritter.
Oh, well, this
is here and dig this up.
Now's your time to glaze something else other than a glazed donut.
Oh,
well, you know what? This has been a lot of fun. Tiger
King.
I really want to say Lily. Tiger King is the next best thing, apparently, to help us feel like we're normal. Is that right? Is that how I could put it?
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as people are feeling uncomfortable and uncertain these days, if you want to feel good about yourself, tune in to Netflix and Tiger King.
So, Jay, I noticed you have your 49ers hat on. Did you see the news this morning that the Patriots traded Stephon Gilmore and 2 draft picks from Garoppolo?
Yeah, you wish I would have.
Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Yeah. I saw somebody post that, and
Patty, you're 2 days too late there because April Fools was on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. And somebody posted it, and I thought, oh my God, is this real? Because right now there's so much uncertainty for the Patriots fans after Tom Brady decided to leave, and the next best thing for me would be if we could pick up Garoppolo. But who knows? Like right now, I'm just like I'm so at a loss.
Look this way. I've been a Niners fan since I was like in grade 7, so I've seen the highs and the lows. And when Brady decided to leave and go to Tampa, I was talking to a buddy at the gym at the time who's a huge Patriots fan. And I said, listen, you guys have the longest standing dynasty of all time. You have 20 years of success. You can't really complain about it. It is what it is. It's time for a change. And I think for everybody, you got to give credit where credit is due in regards to the Patriots. But I think as an outsider looking in at that team, I think just people just want to see more parity and want to see a change. Yeah,
and I think I think most of us were in denial whenever the rumors were going around that he was going to leave, and we were like, no, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens because a lot of people that know me and know I'm a Patriots fan, question saying, well, now are you going to be a Buccaneers fan? I'm like, no, I didn't I started to follow the Patriots when Drew Bledsoe was drafted.
Yeah.
So I've always been a Patriots fan, even though Tom Brady, gave us an amazing 20-year run. I'm still a Patriots fan, and I will continue to be a Patriots fan.
Well, and you know what? And I appreciate that as a huge football fan for everybody who knows who I am. Mm-hmm. I always give respect to the fans that have been there since day one, and there's probably maybe about 5 people that I know that are real Patriots fans.
Yeah.
Okay, and that aren't the bandwagoners.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? Hey, I went through it just to show my age. I remember when Joe Montana got traded to KC. And a little tidbit about me, like when that happened, about you talking about Brady going to Tampa, Kansas City Chiefs have always been kind of like my closet favorite AFC team ever since Joe went there. And it's kind of funny how they're both uniforms are red and stuff like that. So for this past season, having a KC San Super Bowl, even though my guys didn't win, I was very happy to see that it was KC that actually won it.
Since we're on the topic of Kansas City Chiefs, I told Pat about this last week. Jason, my boyfriend Luke has been a Kansas City Chiefs fan since he was a teenager. And he's always if a game is being played, even though we're not watching it, the rest of us in the family, we have to wear something that says Casey on it. So for Valentine's Day, this just came in the mail the other day. I'm like, yeah, I brought it. I don't know who this was for, but this was my Valentine's Day present. It's a sequence pillow with me
That's
and the
awesome.
kid. Like, who's sleeping with this? So yeah, I thought it's a sequence Kansas City Chief pillow with all of us in our gear. But he was very happy that they won the Super Bowl this year. I'll tell you that. We were all.
Oh, of course. I don't know, Sue, if you remember there, but Patty, about maybe a month, 6 weeks ago, I was at Staples, and Sue was in line at the cash, and I was right behind her, and she had a KC Chiefs hat on. And without me even introducing her, saying hi, I just looked at her and said, "I hate your hat."
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yes, I get that. Absolutely. Well,
Oh,
this has been a lot of fun. Again, Jason, thanks so much for doing what you're doing with the cooking and helping us stay fit. Mo Lamer, I have seen that has popped up from my news feed, him in his basement. The exposed walls behind, I love to see the insulation. Like, you just never know who's going to pull out a guitar where.
yeah.
So where, Jay, is it the Summit Fitness Facebook page that you're posting all this on?
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm actually posting it on 4 pages. So I put on my own profile on Facebook, and then we do have a Facebook page for Summit Fitness. We have one for our Summit Spin Studio, and we also do it on our Seaway Valley CrossFit Facebook page.
Okay.
And then I'm also putting it on my own Instagram to tell people to go to Facebook for both my own, which I've just changed to Bodies by J25, and also our Seaway Valley CrossFit Instagram page.
Okay.
Good guy.
It's great. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Jay.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and special thanks to our sponsor, Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Sue, any last minute thoughts?
My thoughts aren't that great today. I have to say, I'm a little sleep deprived, and it's been nice sitting here listening to you guys, and now thinking about going to dumb things down on Netflix.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm Sue Stewart, Pat LaRose. Jason, thanks so much for being our guest this week. And again, our special thanks, as Pat said, to Riverside Chrysler Dodge Jeep on Vincent Massey Drive. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again next week on The Chat.
Thanks, everyone.